The date is December 21st, 2024, and this document is a product of Teeth of the Lamb. Civilization After Armageddon. A Speculative Perspective. Introduction. The events of Armageddon as depicted in Scripture represent a cataclysmic turning point in human history. The eradication of Babylon, the fall of the nations, and the binding of Satan for 1,000 years signify the judgment of God upon a rebellious world. But what happens in the aftermath of such unprecedented devastation? How did human civilization begin to rebuild amidst the ruins of destroyed cities and decimated populations? This document explores the speculative yet plausible scenario of societal reconstruction following Armageddon. Drawing on scriptural insights, historical patterns, and logical inference, we examine the roles of both humanity and the fallen angels who were cast to earth alongside Satan. While Satan himself was bound for 1,000 years, Scripture does not suggest that his angelic army was similarly restrained. Could these powerful beings have played a significant role in shaping the architectural and societal advancements observed in subsequent centuries? Might their influence be the hidden hand behind the grand designs, occult symbolism, and rapid technological advancements that punctuate human history? Through this exploration, we aim to provide a framework for understanding how the world may have transitioned from the chaos of Armageddon to the civilizations we see today. By examining historical evidence, cultural trends, and scriptural narratives, we seek to shed light on the possibility that the angels, driven by their own agenda, became key architects of human society during this tumultuous period. The aftermath of Armageddon is a subject of intense speculation. Scripture provides vivid accounts of the cataclysmic destruction of nations and the punishment of the wicked. Yet the re-establishment of civilization in the wake of such devastation remains a mystery. This document explores a possible scenario for how society may have rebuilt itself, emphasizing the role of fallen angels in shaping culture, architecture, and power dynamics during the 1,000 years of Satan's binding. 1. Post-Armageddon chaos. Scriptural accounts, such as Revelation 16:18-20, depict unparalleled destruction, with cities collapsing and islands and mountains disappearing. In this immediate aftermath, survivors, a remnant of humanity reduced to a fraction, struggles for survival amidst the ruins. Initial disarray. Agriculture collapses, infrastructure is destroyed, and societal order disintegrates. Cliff dwellings and hidden cities. Archaeological evidence of cliff dwellings and underground shelters may hint at how early survivors sought refuge from marauding bands and harsh conditions. 2. Angelic influence in rebuilding civilization. Revelation 12:4 describes 1/3 of the heavenly host being cast to earth with Satan. These fallen angels, unbound during Satan's 1,000-year imprisonment, may have played a pivotal role in post-Armageddon society. Vanity in architecture. The grand architecture adorned with occult symbolism, found worldwide, could be attributed to the angels' desire to memorialize their influence. Cathedrals, mansions, and monuments may bear witness to their vanity and rebellion. Technological advancement. To gain dominance, angels could have advanced technology and warfare to an unnatural degree, while simultaneously fostering economic systems that exploited humanity. Erasing history. The destruction of genealogical records and manipulation of historical narratives may have been deliberate acts to sow confusion and prevent recognition of past events. 3. Power struggles between angels and humans. As human survivors began to rebuild, fallen angels likely positioned themselves in roles of power and influence, fostering competition and conflict. Land and resources. Angels, aware of the strategic importance of land and wealth, may have initiated wars and alliances to secure dominance. Weapons of war. Angels focused on advancing weaponry and military strategies while men pursued agricultural and economic recovery. 4. Sociological developments and propaganda. The control of media, religious institutions, and educational systems by angelic factions could have perpetuated their agenda. They may have promoted false religions, establishing systems of worship centered on themselves, akin to the worship of Baal or Moloch. Twisted scripture, misrepresenting prophetic timelines, such as Matthew 24, to obscure future events and sow confusion. Role reversal, laying the groundwork for portraying Christ as the Antichrist upon his return, leveraging widespread misconceptions. 5. Toward the little season. As Satan's release approaches, the angels intensify their efforts, consolidating power, ensuring a stronghold over global governance, technology, and economic systems. Monitoring signs, utilizing advanced technology such as observatories and surveillance systems to anticipate Christ's return. Sowing division, amplifying societal discord to weaken humanity's ability to recognize and resist deception. Fallen angels, instruments of divine judgment. Post-Armageddon. Introduction. Scripture reveals that a third of the heavenly host followed Satan in rebellion and were cast to the earth. These fallen angels, stripped of their heavenly domain, became influential agents of chaos and deception among humanity. While Satan himself was bound for 1,000 years following Armageddon, there is no indication that his angelic followers were similarly restrained. Could these beings have served as instruments of divine judgment, wielding power and influence to shape the course of history in the absence of their king? This document delves into the potential role of fallen angels in the post-Armageddon world. From their assumed control of societal institutions to their manipulation of culture and religion, these beings may have sought to advance their agenda in preparation for Satan's eventual release. The grand cathedrals adorned with occult symbolism, the erosion of historical records, and the systematic persecution of saints all point to a coordinated effort to rewrite the narrative and consolidate their dominion over humanity. Through a careful examination of scripture and history, we explore how these angelic beings may have operated as both adversaries and tools of divine judgment, reflecting the tension between God's ultimate sovereignty and the consequences of human and angelic rebellion. By understanding their role, we can gain deeper insights into the forces at play in the world today and prepare for the fulfillment of prophetic events yet to come. It's possible that 1/3 of heaven's angels may have outnumbered the remnant of men who remained in the aftermath of Armageddon. While much attention is given to Satan's role in the end times, the activities of the fallen angels during his 1,000-year binding remain an overlooked yet crucial element of prophetic fulfillment. This document examines the possibility that these angels were instruments of divine judgment, exerting influence over post-Armageddon society while paving the way for Satan's little season. 1. Biblical context of fallen angels. Revelation 12. 4. 1/3 of heaven's angels are cast down to earth with Satan. Role in judgment. Just as God used Assyria and Babylon to chastise Israel, he may allow fallen angels to dominate humanity as a form of judgment. Angelic warfare. References in Daniel 10 suggest that angels engage in spiritual and earthly conflicts, influencing nations and rulers. 2. Establishing dominion. Fallen angels, free to act while Satan is bound, may have established dominion over humanity through various means, political and religious systems, creating hierarchical systems to control populations. Occult practices, promoting idolatry and sorcery, embedding their influence in culture and religion. Economic exploitation, manipulating commerce and trade to consolidate power. 3. Architectural testimony. The pervasive use of occult symbolism in historical architecture, particularly in cathedrals and government buildings, suggests angelic influence. Self-glorification. Structures adorned with demonic imagery reflect their desire for worship and recognition. Global reach. The consistency of these symbols across cultures implies a coordinated effort. 4. Deception and preparation. Fallen angels, aware of Satan's eventual release, may have worked strategically to prepare for his return. Twisting prophecy. Encouraging misinterpretations of end-time events to obscure the truth. Cultivating rebellion. Instilling pride and rebellion in humanity to resist God's authority. Technological advancements. Leveraging human ingenuity to create tools of control and destruction. 5. Lessons for today. Understanding the role of fallen angels underscores the importance of vigilance, spiritual discernment, recognizing the pervasive influence of angelic deception in modern society. Reliance on Scripture, grounding beliefs in the Bible to withstand false doctrines. Hope in God's plan, trusting that even in judgment, God's purpose is redemptive, ultimately leading to His glory. Conclusion. The activities of fallen angels during Satan's binding provide a sobering reminder of the spiritual warfare that underpins human history. By acknowledging their influence and understanding their motives, believers can better prepare for the challenges of Satan's little season and beyond.